Hi, I'm Zohara, and this is The Soloist conversations on soul, music, education, life, and many things in between. Today, I'm recording a special episode for Mother's Day. To the mothers of the world, dear, dear, dear mother, most likely you don't even think of yourself as a good mother. You are aware of the mammoth task you are fulfilling. You know of the pile of washing, the laundry, dishes, folding, unpacking, preparing meals, shopping, brushing hairs, dressing up, tucking in bed, driving and picking up, cleaning, tidying, ironing, if you still do it. Oh my. What have I left out? Have I left out anything? All of these things that the eyes can see and the body remember, all of these you are aware of them. You are between tired to exhausted doing them, day in and day out. Yes, you know how big, beyond words, is the job you subscribed or did not subscribe to, but one day you found yourself occupying. Let's agree that every single mother is doing the work of many people in any given day. And I won't even add unpaid work. Oops, I've just done it. So if you're being interviewed now, let's imagine that you are interviewed now, and ask the question, is being a mother a big job, a hard one, tough and endless, includes many, many hours of the day and goes into the night? You will probably not hesitate to say, yes, it is. And then the interviewer asks the next question, and you like all the things that we just mentioned? You smile and say, not really. So he asks, so why won't you quit? To which you say, why? I can't quit. And then comes the question, so how long you're going to stay in this job? And you sigh and say, for life. Or this particular part for another 16, 18, 20 years or so, until my youngest has grown up to stand on their own feet in the world. Is this the end of the interview? No. That's just the intro. And that's not what I wanted to say to you today, on Mother's Day. If the interview has ended here, you would know how much you're doing as a mother. And a side note to you, father, to all of the fathers, I hear you saying, and what about me? I did this and I do this. Yes, I know, and I appreciate it. But today is Mother's Day, and this episode is dedicated to mothers. So back to you, Mama. Today's I'm celebrating all the things that you can't put in front of your physical eyes. Today I'm celebrating you, your influence, contribution, the power beyond words that you have on humanity, on civilization, on the world. If you hear me now, or even if you don't, you've had a mother. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Maybe your mother is still around. Maybe you have beautiful relationships with her. Or maybe you have bitter, painful ones. Maybe she lives far, far away and you hardly see her. And not just because of the epidemic and the lockdown situation. Maybe she passed away and no longer with you. Even if you lost her as soon as you arrived to the world, She is still your mother. This is the point I want to make. Our mothers are always our mothers, dead or alive. If we run away from them physically or just in our heads, they are always there. Always, consciously or unconsciously. We carry them in our minds, in our hearts, in our veins. They are in our blood. My mother used to remind me this a lot. She used to say, "Krew to nie woda, jak się wyleje to szkoda." She translated it from Polish as blood is not water, you cannot pour it away. Now, I'm not responsible to the correctness of translation, because not only that I don't speak Polish, that's the only thing I can say in Polish, but even this I memorized without knowing what it means. All claims regarding the translation should go to her in the upper court of the heavens. The point is that this is what my mother conveyed to me. So what I'm trying to say is, you mothers are always the most important persons in your children's life. You are always the most important person in your child's life, even if they say the opposite. Your impact on them is beyond words. Your impact, our impact on our children is beyond words. This is the part that mothers tend to forget. The inner part of motherhood, the sleepless nights filled with thoughts about what's the best thing to do for your child, the endless search for better ways to raise them, maybe realize too, the bottomless pit of worrying about their future, their well-being. And on top of this, the hours of restless agony. Am I doing a good job as a mother? Am I good enough as a mother? In my work with mothers around the world, I meet women who fulfill their lives with motherhood, devoted, committed. And one of the first things I often hear from them is, "I know I'm not doing a good job as a mother." And I can relate to this. I know this in myself. There's really no way to evaluate your job as a mother. How could you know? How could you know how to judge it? Would you judge it by your successful, brilliant, inverted commas, children? Or would you judge it by your difficult, challenging, inverted commas, children? We see throughout history that successful people come from the best mothers and the worst ones. This time, please put inverted commas on the word best and worst. There is no way to judge this job, which is why you tend to say you are never good enough. We cannot take motherhood lightly. This is a mammoth task. And this includes the women who did not necessarily give birth, the ones who adopted, fostered, raised, took care of, nursed, the ones who were present in any child's life, bringing the drops of motherhood essence in the relationship with children or others. The aunties, the godmothers, the babysitters, the carers, the teachers, all of them. You do not need to have your own children in order to be a mother, in order to act as one. Motherhood is an archetype. Mother Earth, Mother Goddess, Motherland, the Great Mother. Mother is a role that you take in life, in the world. And today, more than ever, we need to call the mothers. We need to call on the mothers. This part in us that mothers every creature, every value, that mothers the world. When we buried our mother nearly 5 years ago, the song that I sang on her grave was Shetaltem Nigunim. It is actually talking to parents, father and mother. But when I was singing it, I was singing to my mother. I wanted to sing it to you today, but my voice is not as at its best, as you can probably hear. So I will add a link to the song in the show notes. In a second thought, I'm going to try a little bit. For you, mother. שתלתם ניגונים בי אמי ואבי, ניגונים מזמורים שכוחים. גרעינים, גרעינים נשאם לבבי, עתה הם עולים וצומחים. עתה הם שולחים פורות בדמי, שורשיהם בעורקי שלובים. ניגונך אבי ושירייך אמי, בדופקי נאורים ושבים. I better stop here. I'm just losing my voice, continuing. As I was singing, it reminded me of a story I heard, and I'm sure you heard it too, about a mother that in order to rescue her child from a truck that was running over him, she found the power to lift the truck and save the child. I found the power to sing one rhyme of the song today for my mother. The words say, you planted in me songs, my mother and father, forgotten songs, melodies, seeds planted in my heart that are now growing and rising. Now they are sending branches in my blood. Their roots are intertwined in my veins. Your melodies, Father, and your songs, Mother, are now waking up, repeating, returning, pulsating. So these special episodes of The Soloist were dedicated to mothers, to all the mothers, to motherhood. Happy Mother's Day. If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends. I will very much appreciate if you could leave feedback on iTunes, as it helps me to stay and grow here as a podcast, so I could share with people who are drawn to it. Stay safe, be well. Much love to you. Happy Mother's Day.